So this tip centres around staying warm on the golf course. Now this is a fairly generic tip, and I'm not going to tell you how many layers of clothing to put on the golf course. You know, that's something your mum and dad should have taught you to do and you're not 10 years old. But when you play on the golf course, what we want to try and do is wear lots of nice warm layers without adding too much bulk. So sort of padded jackets and that sort of thing aren't really order of the day, but maybe some thermals, some skins and a couple of tight tops might really help you feel warm when you're playing, but keep the freedom of movement, which is essential to play golf. Now the main focus about staying warm on the golf course is making sure that delays that happen and are sometimes inevitable when you play golf don't affect your game negatively. So when you get to the golf course, make sure you get warm nice and early in terms of your practicing. So warming up, maybe hitting some balls on a driving range would be ideal, or even just hitting balls into a net. If you've got a net at the golf club that you can hit to near the first tee, make sure you're getting loose and you're getting warm. Physically that helps you warm up, but also mentally it just gets you in the right headspace to play your best golf. Then maybe before you tee off, a few putts on the putting green, make sure you've got your bag packed nicely, make sure you've got your tees and your balls and all that sort of stuff, and you've met your playing partners, and then you're ready and prepared to go. When you get to the first tee, it shouldn't necessarily feel like the first shot of the day because you've already done your warming up previously. Then as you're playing round the golf course, there'll sometimes be delays on certain holes. Maybe a par 5, when people are trying to go for the green in 2, they'll be waiting on the fairway. Maybe on par 3s where there's a bit of hazard, a bit of trouble, those are often delays and slow points. And maybe even at the halfway point, if there's a halfway house where people have a little snack and a break, maybe there's a bit of a delay there. And it's at those occasions you've got to try and stay warm on the golf course. If you just plonk yourself down and sit there on the golf cart or on a bench and just wait for everyone to play on, and then you stand there maybe after 15 minutes of not swinging the club and try and make a swing, your body will have cooled down. Physically and also mentally, you won't be very well prepared to play that shot. Often when the body is cold, it doesn't move as well. We see golfers that have restricted backswings, restricted dynamic movement into the ball, a lack of a follow through, non-committal issues when they hit the golf ball, and therefore we just don't hit the best shots. So if we have had that delay, either on the first tee, the par 3, the par 5 or the 9th hole, make sure that when we get to that tee, we take an extra couple of really good practice swings, really big turn back, big turn through, really committed swings. And then when you step to the ball, again, it shouldn't feel like it's the first swing you've made in 15 minutes. It should feel like it's just a continuation of the rest of the round of golf. Particularly at the end of your round as well, make sure you stay focused on making good committed swings. We often see golfers towards the end of the round start to get a bit fatigued, start to get a bit slower in their motion and start to not quite commit and follow through. So right from the first tee to the last tee, big turn of the shoulders, big drive and dynamic movement through, and that throughout the whole game should help you keep warm on the golf course.